Yo boys, welcome. This is just going to be a really quick, easy video of how to set up your Axiom account, make it look nice, make it run nice, hopefully make some money trenching Solana coins. First off, if you don't have Axiom, make sure you sign up using the link in the description. It's going to save you money on fees and a bunch of other benefits. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. So when you first get an Axiom account, you'll be greeted with this screen. You're not actually going to be using this screen when you're trenching, so you can pretty much just ignore this. What you're going to want to do is, first of all, make sure you've got some money in your account. You can easily deposit using these deposit and withdraw buttons by going to the top right. When you've got some Sol in your account, just head on over to Pulse up here in the top left. And there's so many settings that you can tweak here, guys. So we'll just go through each of them one by one and just get through it. So starting off, under display here, you can change all of these to your preferences. So you can customize what shows next to the coins. My personal settings are obviously on the screen. And then you can customize your metrics to be small or large. You can see it affects the text size, and then your quick buy button, small, large, or mega. I prefer mega just because it's easier to click. But yeah. And then over here, you have a blacklist where you can enter Twitter handles, dev addresses, keywords, just so that these specific things don't show up on the pairs. Obviously, I have nothing in there right now. Not really a feature that I use, but it's there if you want it. Under snipe settings, you can change the settings here for a feature that shows up here. Once again, not something I really use, but when you get more advanced, you can kind of get into that sort of stuff if you would like. Preset settings, this is an important one. So this is where you're going to be setting your slippage and your transaction fees. So personally, for buy, I use 1000 slippage, which basically means my buy is going to go through no matter what. I don't like to get slipped out of buys, so I just have it set at 1000. Mev Protect is obviously on, because if you have infinite slippage and no Mev Protect, you're prone to getting sandwiched. So if you have high slippage, definitely turn your Mev on. And then I just have 0.03 prior and 0.03 bribe. That's pretty much all you need these days. When the network's a bit more busy, you have to crank it up, but right now that's pretty much all you need. And then sell settings, I have 100 slippage and then the same prior and bribe. So under active wallets, make sure you turn turbo mode on. It's a really important feature, very useful. And then up here, quick buy, you can change the amount of Sol that you want to show on the buttons depending on your budget. So I just use 3 Sol because that's what I'm comfortable with. So down at the bottom, you have wallet tracker, Twitter tracker, and P&L tracker. I'm not going to be showing my wallet tracker and Twitter tracker on the video because I have some wallets in there and names in there that can't be public, but those features are both pretty self-explanatory. All you do is insert, the wallet address and insert a name. And if you press this, there'll be a window that shows on the screen over here where you can track all of the wallets in real time. It's a pretty sick feature. Down here is really important. So you can select a server based on whatever's closest to you. So obviously me, I'm in Australia. They don't have an Australian server, but the closest to me is Asia. So that's what I use. I get about 100 ping to that server, which is not terrible, but it's not great either. It's the best out of the lot, unfortunately. If you're in the US or EU, you'll probably have better luck. As you can see, there's US, West, Central, and East, and then EU, Central, and West. You should get pretty low ping to those servers if you have good internet. Here under notification settings, you can change what notifications show. By default, I'm pretty sure transaction sounds is on. I really don't like transaction sounds, so I have it off, but once again, personal preference. And then customize theme down here, you can change some colors, you can change the appearance. It's kind of something you just fiddle with once and then you get rid of. But yeah, those are my personal settings for the Pulse screen. Pretty simple stuff, but that's what works for me. And you guys can tweak it to your preference pretty easily. So when you're looking to buy a coin, I'm just going to set my quick buy to 1 Sol for demonstration purposes. But when you're looking to buy a coin, here's how you're going to do it. So you'll have your quick buy set. All of your settings that I've just told you about will be set up already. So you're ready to go. You put Solana in your wallet. Everything's good. So you're going to wait for something you want to come out. Let's say I want to buy market cap on Pump.fun. So this has just popped up. I'm going to press 1 Sol buy. Transaction confirmed. I'm going to press here to take me to the information on the coin. As you can see, it comes up with a chart, the trades, and then a bunch of other stuff. You can see positions, orders, holders, top traders. There's even a bubble map. And yeah, that's just all the possible information that you would ever need. Obviously, I'm going to sell this because I have no use for it. There you go, sold the position. And yeah, it's really that easy. So ideally you buy a coin that goes up and then you sell it for a profit. But yeah, I just did that for demonstration purposes, obviously. So when you're trenching, I'm sure you'll find some runners in your own time. But anyway, there's more to look at in terms of the pulse section and the filters. So if you press this button here, you're going to be able to filter each column with different parameters. So you can filter by protocol. So whether you want only to show coins that are launched on Pump, Dynamic Bonding, Launch Lab, Launcher Coin, Bonk, Boop, etc. These are the ones that I personally have toggled on. They change with time depending on whatever's trending. And then excluding and including keywords, filtering by bonding curve, and then filtering by DEX paid, and so many other metrics. I actually don't use any of this. It's personal preference, whatever you like to use. Then over to final stretch, it's the same thing, and migrated, same thing as well. So you can filter those to your heart's desire. Personally, not something I really use, but if you want to really only get specific coins, then that's definitely the way to do it. The only thing I really use is the search bar. You can just search whatever coin you're specifically looking for. So say I'm looking for a coin called Dave, just go in here, type Dave. It's only going to show me coins that launch that are called Dave. So if you're looking for a specific coin, you know what's coming out, that's definitely a good feature to use. Then just heading over here to the trackers section, I'll have to blur all of this stuff out. So reminder to me when I'm editing to blur this out. But as you can see, there's a bunch of, you'll have the names of the wallets over here and the tokens and the amounts that they're buying. And there's also a quick buy button that comes up here that's really, really useful that you can just press straight away to get into the same coin. And the same for Twitter, which I don't use these Twitter trackers because I'm in extraction. So once again, link in the description to join the extraction Discord server. Has fastest free Twitter trackers, Instagram trackers, all the trackers you could ever need. Heading over to perpetuals. Now, perpetuals also something that I don't use, but they're available if that interests you. It's just perps on all of the most common crypto coins using Hyperliquid with leverage as well. Not something that I really use, but once again, it's there if you want it. See, it says deposit funds to trade, so you can see I've never used this. Yield feature, it's for staking, not something I use. The portfolio feature is pretty useful. It shows you your wallet balance, P&L, etc. As you can see, I've never really used my Axiom main wallet, so nothing's here. But when you use other wallets, you'll get some sort of transaction history that goes on here. And then rewards, which you can use to reclaim any Solana that you spend on fees. Yeah. Axiom's a pretty simple platform, but it's by far the best you can get on Solana right now. Just the amount of customizability that it has is pretty crazy. And the fact you can select a server to process your transaction through is pretty cracked as well. So there's not really much more to say. If you're trading coins on Solana and you're not using Axiom, I don't really know what you're using, but you're kind of putting yourself at a disadvantage. I've used pretty much every platform, Photon, BullX. I was on Telegram bots like Bonk and Trojan before all of the web interfaces were a thing. And I can tell you that by far, this is the best you're gonna get. So definitely use the link in the description, sign up to Axiom, get yourself some rewards, and yeah, hopefully make some money trenching. All right, boys, that's probably gonna be the end of the video. Look, I know the market's not peak right now, but you're not gonna make any money going into a hot market with no experience. So it's best to get some experience, get some learning while the markets are cold. So you're ready for when everything's hot. You can just do max extraction 24/7. That's basically the method. Basically, pretty much everyone that's a good trencher is always trenching regardless of how good or bad the market is, because the more experience you have, the better. There's really no two ways about it. So yeah, definitely hit up the description, grab Axiom, hop into extraction. It's gonna be pretty much all the tools you need. And then from there, just find a trench group with a couple of buddies, like-minded people, and get to work, bro. Also, boys, definitely hit a sub on the channel. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with this channel yet, but who knows, if the tutorial videos are popular, I might end up making more tutorials and making recaps or something like that. So definitely sub up if you want to stay updated. Put this video together pretty quickly at 5:20 AM on a uni night, so it's gonna be pretty basic. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. I can try to clarify, but yeah, this should really be all you need to set up Axiom. So enjoy, boys, and good luck.